Question number 3 comes in here from Brian. Hi there, Brian. Thank you for being part of the amazing WiggyWam community. Brian's question is, I'm having trouble standing out from other agents in my area. When I look at what we're doing compared to everyone else, we seem to be all about the same, with the only difference being fees, although I do have more experience than most agents in my area. How can I differentiate myself and win more business? Okay, there, Brian, well, that's a great question. Thank you for sending that one in. And this is something that I love sort of getting into with agents, because the unfortunate part about it is, I think over the course of the last sort of 20 years, and I was actually speaking to a number of other agents who have left the industry, and that I was working with some years prior. And they have all noticed a similar sort of pattern to what I've noticed, which is the adverse impact, if you like, of the portals in the marketplace, and particularly over the course of the last 12 years, as the market's been reasonably good, there has been a relaxation in the standards of estate agency. Okay, now think back to sort of 20 plus years ago. We used to have our hot box, right? We used to protect that hot box with our life. We used to guard it, and some of people used to take it home with us at the end of the night, and it was an incredible tool that you used to embody and embrace the very essence of what estate agency is. Okay, and that is all about delivering customer excellence. It's about those touch points with the customer. It's that nurture process that you're going through with them. When they've come in to register with you, you're out there to try and find them the right home for them, but you're also talking to the sellers on a fairly regular basis and helping to guide them towards where they want to be. Okay, and now we've gone through this technological revolution. We put everything out there online. We've got our phones that don't stop bloody ringing, or messages, calls, texts, all that sort of thing coming through. And unfortunately, that has just brought about a commoditization of a lot of things, not just estate agency, but also conveyancing, also in a large respect, things like surveying, etc., etc. And the problem is that once everything's commoditized, then you just end up going back to the common denominator, which is price, right? So if we're all doing pretty much the same, we're all posting on the same online spaces, we're all operating in the same area with the same buyers and the same sellers, then surely price wins, right? And it's actually the wrong thinking. And what we should be doing, Brian, is actually going the other way and going, do you know what? What can I do to enhance the customer experience so that I'm able to position myself in a category of one? Okay, I'm differentiating myself from other people in the industry. Okay, and I'm now going to set my stall out and provide such an exclusive customer service and a customer experience that I can charge handsomely for it. Okay, that is something to think about, Brian. How do you get to that point? Now, for anybody who needs some guidance and support on this, I highly, highly, highly recommend reading the book Purple Cow by Seth Godin. Okay, an interesting title for a book, but certainly if you imagine looking at a field of black and white heifers out there, and then you see this purple cow standing there, who is your eye going to be drawn towards? Okay, and it's not to suggest you need to change your brand colors, okay, or certainly don't need any agricultural references in your business to adopt this strategy. But the whole point of looking at the Purple Cow book is that Seth gives many, many, many examples of how industries in particularly heavily commoditized markets like salt or like shampoo, okay, where they were able to branch out and create a niche for themselves, which is based around being able to charge a premium for what is essentially perceived as a similar product to everybody else's. Okay, and the shame in estate agencies that I love property as a business. Okay, I love estate agency as a business. Okay, I think it is one of the greatest privileges, and I use that word purposely. It is the greatest privilege that you're able to go out and support a client in realizing their hopes and dreams of their move, and think about the impact that you have on that person's life. Okay, you help somebody move, you could be the catalyst to create 10, 15, 20 years of very happy memories in their new home. Okay, just think about that for a second. Okay, and think about the experience of going to buy a car. okay, as a parallel. And you go to one of these, car supermarket places, you could go there, for example, or if you were to step into a Rolls Royce dealership, okay, if you step into a Rolls Royce dealership, is it not highly likely that the level of service and experience will be so different to the car supermarket place? Okay, absolutely. And I was just speaking to a lady called Michelle Smith earlier, and she used the reference of the supermarkets. Okay, if you look at what the supermarkets are doing, you had the big three, if you like. You had Tesco, Sainsbury's, and Asda, all kind of competing on the battlefield. And then Aldi and Lidl came into the marketplace. And a lot of their adverts now, the differentiating factor for Tesco, Asda, and Sainsbury's is to price match to bloody Aldi and Lidl. Okay, where's the sense in that? There's nowhere to go as a business if you're going to start competing on price, because ultimately you're either getting people through the door with those what we call loss leaders in the industry and then ripping them off on the other stuff, which will completely alienate the clients over the long term anyway, or you enter into the price war and the consumer wins but there's no loyalty. Okay, and that's one of the things I think you need to look at fostering, Brian. There's a couple of aspects to this, and it's the top and the tail, if you like, of the housing transaction. The top being the nurture process that you're embracing clients into your business. Okay, many agents, and we've just released a guide about this, Brian, so if you want to know more, let me know. But many agents only focus on the top 3% of people who are likely to move in the course of the next 12 months. Why? Because there's an immediate return on investment. Okay, market to that property, win the instruction. Okay, job done. We can eat this month, right? But what about the other 97% of people in an area that aren't being nurtured, aren't being talked to, aren't being engaged with, that will at some point over the course of the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years put their house up for sale? Okay, now how do you get in front of them early enough on in the process? Okay, so that they can then have a better experience of you as the expert in the industry, and then start engaging with you to the point where it comes to sell their property, there's no other choice in the marketplace other than you. Okay, and that requires, the only way I know how to do it is through providing valuable content to your local marketplace. Now, whether that is in the form of an email newsletter once a week, whether it's a form of TikTok, Facebook, social media videos, etc., whether that is in the form of blogs and other stuff that you're starting to put out there, whether that's in the form of you writing your own book, okay, and getting that out there, sharing your experiences and all the rest of it, which is, think about that as a as a nurturing campaign in itself within a book with a call to action to it. Okay, come and talk to me about your property move, etc. How about being able to demonstrate all the years of experience and the situations that you've got yourself into or you've helped clients get out of as a result of the work that you do? Okay, let me ask you, who is going to throw that book away if they've either come into your office and bought it and paid good money for it, or you've been gracious enough to grant them with a copy of your book, okay, as part of the valuation process, because they might not move for 2 years. We know that you might not move for 2 years. You know what? Here's a copy of my book. Have a little read of that. Keep it as your reference manual, all the rest of it. What a way to sell your services that will keep on selling long after you've closed the door behind you to that client's property. Okay, so that's the top, which is the nurture process. And on the back end, or the tail, if you like, once you've sold the property, what are you doing to then generate leads, okay, off the back of the referral mechanism of a satisfied and happy client? Okay, and most agents, in my experience, miss out tremendously on the back end. They lose the power of testimonials because they don't collect them. They lose the power of referrals because they don't ask for them, or they don't incentivize their clients enough to actually bring the referrals to them. Okay. So those are a couple of ideas to play with, Brian. If you want to sit down and strategize sometime, more than happy to. My diary's open. If you want to see how WiggyWam can support you in that journey, we'd love to help you and get you on board as a client and guide you through that process. It's not going to cost you a fortune. We're here to support and serve. All you need to do, go to wiggywam.co.uk and click the book demo button now. Book in a date and the time that's convenient for you, and we'll have a chat. And I think you'll be pleasantly surprised how we can help you put yourself into a category of one and really just, tell the story that you can tell and only you can tell as far as helping other people. All right. So good luck with that, Brian. Hope that's helped to answer the question. If you're in any doubt whatsoever as to how to differentiate yourself or why you'd need to differentiate yourself, one of the best exercises to do as an agent is to go and visit a different town or city in the UK. Go and visit 3 estate agents and talk to them about what they do to sell people's properties. And you'll come back and you'll go, okay, they're all the same. And, then you can start to create a better framework around your business as to how you're ultimately going to serve. Okay. So good luck with that, Brian. Let me know if you need anything else, and I'll be happy to serve. All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, that brings the end of today's webinar to an end. Thank you so much indeed for joining me. As always, I've really enjoyed doing these webinars every single week. We're here to support you as much as possible. I know times are testing. I know times are challenging. If you are struggling in your business right now and you don't know who to talk to, respectfully, I'm going to suggest that you reach out to me and let me give you the benefit of some experience. Let me show you how we can support you in a way that's either cost neutral or will actually produce a profit in your business by working alongside WiggyWam. We're here, as I say, to help and support. I'll do as much as I possibly can, as I have been doing for the agents that have come on board and solicitors that have been working with us recently. You'd be amazed at what we're actually giving away to help and support them in their business. So please do reach out to us. You can do that via our website, which is wiggywam.co.uk. There's a book demo button. Click that, book yourself in an appointment at a time that's convenient for you. We'll then have a chat and I'll show you exactly what's going on. I don't do the whole high pressure sales nonsense because I've experienced too much of that in the past, and I've done too much of that in the past, if I'm honest. It'll just be a straightforward chat. You tell me what you're struggling with. I'll guide you through what I think the solutions are. I'll show you how we can help you, or I will guide you to the right people if I think I can't help you, which I think is invaluable in today's market, if I do say so myself. And, if we can work together, if we can genuinely help and support you, then we'll welcome you on board in a way that I think will be very different to other experiences that you've had in the industry so far. So that's my offer to you. Free guidance and advice and support and a nice little chat, along with what I think will be a very different kind of working relationship than you're used to in the marketplace. All right. So if you want to reach out to me, say go to the website, wiggywam.co.uk. You can book a demo on that website there, or you can send us a question through to our email address, which is happytohelp@wiggywam.co.uk. That's happytohelp@wiggywam.co.uk. Or you can go to our Twitter handle, which is at WiggyWam_UK. So that's at WiggyWam_UK. And you can tweet us there or send us a message via Twitter, and we'll be delighted to answer your questions in the future. All right, so that's it for me, guys. Thank you so much indeed for joining me. I look forward to welcoming you on another webinar in the future very soon. You take care. God bless. Bye-bye.